You ever drop a song and feel like nobody really heard it? No comments, no support, just silence. Uploaded, forgotten. Streaming numbers don't mean nothing. But what if there was a place built different? Where artists don't get buried, they battle. Where fans don't scroll, they connect. Where your sound actually gets heard. Swain Family Records. Music competitive arena, real battles, real fans, real connection. No gatekeepers, no fake hype, just music. And a community that listens. This is your moment to be seen, to be heard, to be part of something bigger. Join the movement, build your sound. This ain't for everybody. This is for the ones who know they got it and ready to prove it.
Welcome everyone to edition number 3 of our training. I'd like to thank OGP Swain for giving us this opportunity to help everybody out, and I wanted to say thank you to Damien for coming in today. But I made a few videos that we can go over, so I'm going to play them. Each one is anywhere between 6 to 8 minutes long, and I have 5 of them, so we will be able to go over. And if you have any questions, feel free to put them in chat, and that way we can go ahead and talk about whatever question you might have. This is me setting up Kayana's stream this morning so that it's already scheduled, and that way you can see how it's done step by step. And I'm just going to get in. I'll be doing the voiceover so that we can keep up. So of course, you obviously you signed in. It's going to bring you into the stream. If you come into the wrong stream, you can, or if it puts you into the stream immediately, you can leave the stream as I've done here, and that will bring you back to where you see all of your studios. You choose a studio from here, either a recording, or if you want to use one of the reusable studios, I do have a video where it shows you how to start your own stream from scratch, so you can do that. I chose this one right here, which brings us into that studio. You can again have to put in your name, what you are, and then go ahead and come in. That point, you go to media assets, and from media assets, you can change from the SFR main to any of the others. If you're doing a podcast where you talk, you want to choose podcast. Otherwise, you can use SFR main to do a musical broadcast. I'm going to turn off the comments here so y'all can see what I'm doing. First thing I obviously did was change from the 2 pieces of pot that was last night and change it over to the Kayana background so that it shows that background whenever they come in. I'm sorry, Tanya and Beth, not Kayana. Kayana was yesterday. So I changed it from Kayana to Tanya and Beth. And then you go through your banners, find the banner that it is, turn it off, turn on the right banner. The one I'm looking for right now is the Tanya and Beth. And I paused right here so I could find what they were talking about today. There's a lot of them, so you might have to search. You can also create your own if you need to. Obviously, it takes a minute. I think I finally decided just to go ahead and turn it off or edit one and put it in for Tanya and Beth. Yeah. So I gave Tanya and Beth the new one. That way they can just have it from there and they can go ahead and get it all set up. Then you hit show. Now, once you've done that, you can go into the style and you can change the color. I did change the color a little bit. I know it's blue, but I wanted to get it to match a little bit closer to their color that they actually have on the screen so that it's not distracting or too bright in the color. And I got it pretty close, then went ahead and went back to media assets. No, I went to comments. Why did I go to comments? Anyway, um, here I'm checking out the different sounds because you can move them around. The only problem is that it doesn't save the order that they're in. Every time you come in, it's going to be different. So if you are doing a segment for later, you want to wait and not do that until you've actually are in the stream and you're going to pull up. I have applause and tense first because usually that's one of the ones that you're going to use the most, especially with when you're doing a podcast. The other one is that, you know, the siren, the ones that are uploaded by OGP and everybody who runs the background. That way you have different ones that you can use. Obviously, I'm putting the ones that we use the most up at the top, move the ones we don't use that often at the very bottom. Have you done this before, Damien?
Yeah, I've done this. Yeah, I've used those. Usually a pause is always on the top whenever I go in, so that's the main one that I use.
Yeah, same here. Last night I was using for the rock one. I used a lot different ones, and that was because I'd uploaded a lot.
Yeah, and I use that Hallelujah for Sundays. I started using that. So
I don't have that one on the podcast. I need
okay.
to I need to move
Yeah,
it over from SFR main back over to the podcast because I love that one. I think it's funny as
yeah.
anything. Welcome in, Jim B. Thanks for joining us. Finally got the screen recordings I was talking about last time.
Mhm.
And of course, you want to test them, make sure they work. I don't have sound on right now on there, but that's all I'm really doing. Yeah, we're not going to play that one right now. That's my ADHD working right there. Where you know where the other's going. Yep. Everything looks good. I always double check everything before I do before I get it all done because otherwise, you know, I'm always wondering, did I do that or did I forget? There you go. Am I going to go there? Then I'll look at their intros and the outros, make sure the intros or outros are correct. If they're not, you can remove them or edit them. I remove them and then re-add them because it's a lot easier just to go ahead and go through, find the one for Tanya and Beth, and then you select the intro for Tanya and Beth and then set them. Once you set them, if anybody else has a podcast before you, you have to understand that that is going to change every time somebody comes into one. So you really got to make sure that it's still set properly before you air because they will change no matter if you scheduled it like 10 o'clock in the morning and then there's a show between you and when you set it up. If they set up a stream, it's going to automatically switch over to whatever intro and outro they have. So make sure that your intro and outro are correct. Here's where I paused the video because I had to go and grab the flyer for Tanya and Beth. Boink, and it goes away. So basically, what I do for whenever I have if I get the flyer beforehand, then it's a lot easier to just go ahead and grab that information, pop it into ChatGPT, and then, you know, still typing, haven't gone into ChatGPT yet. But I go into ChatGPT or ChatGPT, and I will pop in the flyer and then make a copy of this using screenshot, take it into ChatGPT, put them both in there, and ChatGPT will actually tell you how to fill it out. And that makes it a lot easier. Instead of sitting there and having to type everything out, you can just copy and paste from ChatGPT over. And then once you get it all set up, here's right. Yep. Filling it out the long way. Eventually, I figure out that, hey, it's a lot easier if I just go ahead and copy and paste and do it the old way. If you make a mistake, you can always go back and erase it. Just make sure you do it before. Now, on podcasts that we have regularly scheduled, like the Tanya and Beth and the Kay and Yetta shows, we can broadcast those to Facebook. But if we're doing music, we can't do that. Here's where I finally decided to use ChatGPT. AI is great for this kind of thing. And because ChatGPT can make mistakes, make sure you read over your post before you jump back in the other one and just paste it and go. You want to read it, make sure everything's correct, all the spelling's correct, and everything else. Here, I'm just checking to see what time it was supposed to air so I don't get the time wrong, because I've been known to do that. Now, once you get it all filled out, then you can go through and select the different places where it's going to air. And I usually, for podcast, I select two that I've selected here, which is OGP Swain, his main Facebook page, and Larry Dunoy. And then I also go in here and make a thumbnail, but it doesn't always work. So it's really kind of stupid how it doesn't do it right. You can tell ChatGPT, or you can save it as a JPEG, which I'll show you here in a few minutes. If you save it to a JPEG, it'll absolutely be below the 2 megabyte requirement. Morning, Crystal. I don't know why it doesn't do thumbnails the proper way. Told it less than 2 megs. What does it give me? 2.6 megs. Unfortunately, I can't speed through this. That's fine. It'll be available on NoGP's page about 30 minutes after the training's finished. Today I've only got about 50 minutes worth of videos, so maybe less. Ignore my notifications. My phone's connected to my computer, so I get notifications constantly. There we go. Then I save it. This is where I check the size to make sure it's the right size. See that it's 2.5, so I go down and bring up my program. I do a lot of podcasts, way too many. As you see, save it as a JPEG. Go back in. And that's the wrong thumbnail, as I discovered quickly. And you see it's now 1.13 megabytes. So now I can use that one. Go back to StreamYard Studio, insert the thumbnail. Everything looks good. Save changes. And as you see in the upper right hand corner, it'll start auto populate them all. And you're basically ready to go live. Here I'm just showing you how you can upload videos and remove videos. I actually decided to use the ones from last night that on the broadcast we had last night. And here's where I get my first error. And this is something I was talking about, touched very lightly on yesterday, that if you have too many pieces or too much stuff on the stream, you can only have up to 100 different sounds slash videos or anything like that. So when you're uploading everything, it's going to come up, and if you've got too many on the page, then it's going to say you've reached your limit, and you can't upload anymore. So I was only actually able to get, I think, 6 out of the 9 that I was trying to upload, or 8 of I was trying to upload. There's your error. It's all good, Jim. Like I said, this will be up on OGP's page later. But as you can see, you get the error if you have more than 100 objects on the page. So all you got to do is just go through and select a few things. You can delete some of my songs. I've got them numbered right now, but you can delete songs that are uploaded by users. They can re-upload them if they want to. But I was going through here seeing which ones were which and which ones I could delete to allow for extra space. If I remember correctly, I did delete a couple just to show you how it's done. Yep. Click the little 3 lines or 3 dots on the right, and you can go ahead and delete that. They're usually all kept on OGP Swain's main one, the SFR main, so it really doesn't matter if you delete it or not. It's still on the main page. This is only working within this specific brand, so each brand is limited to 100 objects. Whatever you do, do not delete intros or outros, because those, I don't know if we can recover them or not, and I don't know if OGP has his. So as you saw, I was finished setting up Kenya to stream there, so it worked out really well. Then I decided to just do it again, just in case I might have forgotten something. And this next video is going to show you me setting up this stream. I was jumping through a bunch, checking out all the different ones to see which ones it was. Notice I didn't put any up on Facebook. Then I'll jump back over to the StreamYard studio to grab that screen grab of the thing I'm trying to fill out. If you only fill out one, then it makes it easier to do it to where you have just the one. And then once you have the one, you can auto-populate all the other ones by just clicking on them. I don't always word it the same way both times, so you can word it whichever way is comfortable for you. It still gives you the same information. I use hotkeys a lot, so I'm not the best typist in the world. And obviously the 12 PM was incorrect, so as you'll see here, this is where I correct the mistake that ChatGPT made. This is just me reading over everything to make sure everything else is correct. Then I stream to those 5 pages so that it's available on all 5 pages. Go down to the bottom, schedule for later. Today's training was at 4, so schedule it for 4. Everything's correct. Double check. Everything looks good. Save changes. Missed one. Forgot Twitch. Obviously, we're not doing Tanya and Beth, so change the background to mine. This is me deleting the ones I uploaded earlier. And uploading recordings. Here I figured out that you cannot have videos that are longer than 10 minutes. You must cut them up or have your videos less than 10 minutes. So any videos over 10 minutes it will not accept. So you have to have recordings that are split up in 9 to 9.5 minute sections. Otherwise, it will not upload. So if anybody sends you a song or a video that's over 10 minutes long, you're going to have to tell them I can't do that because StreamYard only allows 10 minutes. I actually had to take the video into Clip Champ to cut it into a 9-minute video and a 1.5 minute video. So this is after I had done all the work to cut up the videos so that we had different videos. Yep, definitely. Sorry, Crystal or Julie. Definitely stay safe. Does take a little bit. If you've got a slow internet, it's going to take a while to upload. Internet speed definitely has a lot to do with how well the stream runs because it's basically going from StreamYard to your computer, from your computer back to StreamYard. So you're having the upload, download type thing. When you upload the videos to StreamYard, it helps out a lot, but it literally takes up around 700 megs while you're streaming. If you use Chrome, you can hover over your tab. It will tell you exactly how much memory you're using on that specific page. If your system memory is not equal to what you're using, it is definitely going to drag everything down. But since I'm in town right now, I've got fairly decent speed. It doesn't take that long to upload, but it does take a while to upload still. Once it's finished uploading, then you can turn around. You can play it like I am right now, and it goes from StreamYard to the destination, so you don't have that back and forth. But it definitely does come to your computer while you're streaming, and then it depends upon your computer how fast you can actually get it streamed, and it's going to affect if you're glitchy or anything like that. Fresh reboots are always suggested at the very beginning so your memory's cleared out, and that way you don't have to worry about that specifically. I didn't have one for mine, so I had to make one. I'm going to do these recordings all over again so that I can actually get a better uninterrupted one instead of going through. As you can see, I edited this one to actually read what you're seeing on the bottom right now. That can be turned on and off by just show or hide. You show it, it streams across the bottom. You hide it, you don't see it. I've always been, every time I was shown, you always have a banner going. Once you get finished, you want to save. Once you saved it, then you can click it to show. Again, back into change color. Once you get that finished, you can go back into Media Assets. Media Assets is going to be your main place that you hang out in, because just for the very simple fact that's where all your videos, all your music, all your sounds are going to be. And that's why you want to do that, because you don't want to be sitting there going from different places doing different things. And the other place that you'll be hanging out is in comments, so that you can post, pop comments. If you don't have comments running on the screen like I do, then you can come in and you can say, click on a different one. I didn't show that because, of course, I didn't have anybody commenting while I was recording. But you can post up one by just clicking on it, and then keep in mind that it'll stay until you click it again, and then it will disappear. And only then will it disappear. And I've been sitting here talking to myself. You ever done that?
All the time.
I forget when you start a video, it mutes you, and then I look down and I'm like, I'm muted. I'm sitting here talking to myself.
Oh, yep. All the time.
So basically,
tell me how to breathe. Low doors, I'm loud and new. Every silence that you left put a hard edge on the steel.
I was raised with a silence cause where love ran thin and the blame got cheap. Every word came with it like a blade in hand. Every slam door told me where to stand. You crowned him bright, left me in the shade. Called it family while the debt got paid. Golden child sitting where the light stayed warm. I was the ghost in the eye of the storm. You made distance feel like love, made absence feel like proof. Had me standing in a house where I still had no roof. I learned code from the way you moved. Learned roots from the room you chose. Built this voice from the dirt you buried. Now that dirt got roots and rose.
Your distance was a weapon. Your absence built the cage. Cold hands make hard hearts. Hard hearts learn to rage. Hollow heart. Blood can still leave you alone. Hollow heart. I was erased but not unknown. Hollow. I was taught something when I was coming up. Be respectful to everyone. Do not start trouble with anyone. But understand this. A porch ain't just for sitting. It is where you stand for your family. And if trouble comes to your door, you sweep the porch before it reaches your family. Steel toe boots, black clothes, back roads, bass low, let's go! Let's go. I don't fit your lane, and that's okay with me. I was raised out in the country past full of dust and red dirt roads. Friday night with the radio loud, black shirt in the bonfire crowd. Country roots with a rock soul sound. Bass hits hard when the sun goes down. I don't fit where they want me at. Too much fire under this black.
Y'all hear me over that?
Bit holy, little bit wild. Small town roots with a war-born style. I ain't one thing, I'm all of that. Turn it up loud.
Just a little.
Don't you already know? Bass knocking heavy down the old back roads. I'm alternative, what you know about that? Steel toe boots on the gravel while I wear all black. I got mud on the tires, smoke in the air. Black shirt, black jeans, got a chain on with a hammer hanging there. Don't care who stares, they want clean lines. I bring cross wires, southern blood mixed with amplified fire. I can two-step, I can headbang too. I can spit 16 with a workday bruise. I was built in the middle where the hard ones stay. Half him on Sunday, half rage on Monday. Don't try to box me in, that lid won't fit. I kick through the side with a steel toe split. I ain't one thing, I'm all of that. Turn it up loud, let the speakers crack. Yeah, alternative, what you know about that? Raised out in the country down in the south. Born in Texas, where rock and roll in my soul. Rapping my cadence, don't you already know? Bass knocking heavy down the back road. Alternative, what you know about that? Steel toe boots on the gravel while I wear all black. Country roots, metal veins, rap mouth, southern flames, steel toe boots, hard hands, loud truth. One man, no mask, don't ask. Alternative, what you know about? What you know about? What you know about that? Back road born while I wear all black. Turned up loud. Alternative, what you know about? What you know about? What you know about that? I
Now, I'll be honest with you, I did not check the audio settings when I was doing that video, so I did not realize that my audio was on, which is why I kept doing that and just kept going because I was thinking that I was the only one who was going to hear that music.
No, we all heard it.
Yeah, I switched from one to the other because one program to another because the first program wouldn't allow me to set it to where I could do an hour-long video and it would chop it up into 10-minute segments. So I downloaded OBS Studio, which does allow you to do that. So my second set of videos is actually done with OBS, and the first video is done with just some random screen recorder I got off of Microsoft Store, and that one was like, "Yeah, you can do that, but it's gonna cost you $30 a month," and I'm like, "No, it's not."
Yeah. Exactly.
So the last 2 videos unfortunately have audio in them, but basically, as you saw, what I was doing was I was renaming them and renumbering them so that I had them in the order that if I was doing a musical podcast, I had them all in order ready to go. And you can absolutely leave them named as you want wherever you got them from, and then turn around and rename them in StreamYard because it's completely different. It doesn't rename them on your computer, but it just renames them in the StreamYard. So you have it named, and you can sit there and organize them like I did, to where, of course, 1 comes first, 2 comes second, things like that. And I changed the 1 because when you click on the video or I'm sorry, not the video, the audio will actually pop up at the top. It'll give you the name, and then it will turn around and give the person who created it or the company that created it, and then you can actually, like I do with Jim B's video audio, I changed the name of it just from the name of the song to Jim B and then the audio's name. So that way I know, hey, that's Jim B's song. So I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, I've been just using the percent. I haven't been downloading it to stream like the videos. I just use the present option, but that may slow down the bandwidth and stuff a lot if I do that way.
Yeah, if you pull it, let's say, like, if they give you a link to Suno, now you're pulling from Suno to StreamYard, from StreamYard to your computer, back to StreamYard, from StreamYard, and then StreamYard takes over from there and posts it to YouTube or Twitch. So that's going to increase the amount of bandwidth you're having to use. So my suggestion has always been go ahead and download it if you can. If you can't, there are some websites out there that you can search up and will allow you to download uncopyrighted material. Keep that in mind, uncopyrighted.
Exactly.
I'm not suggesting that you use it to download copyrighted material. I am not suggesting that it is possible to download copyrighted material. I am saying that for the people who have signed agreements with us, you can absolutely download their stuff and put it into here for you to rebroadcast it. But downloading copyrighted material is illegal, and I'm not going to be held liable for you downloading copyrighted material.
Understood. It must be said.
It has to be said, and that's the sad part of the day.
Yeah.
But absolutely, there are websites out there that allows you to download your own material off of YouTube if you can't get it back. Sometimes I'll post something to YouTube and I'll accidentally delete it, and then you can't re-download it from YouTube, so you have to get it some way, right? Yeah, it is much easier to name them by artist, but for my podcast, because I do my musical podcast with Rebecca, it's a lot easier for me to number them because we discuss hours before we ever go live who's going to go first, who's going to go second. And if there's a last minute change, I can absolutely just rename it in StreamYard to get it to the proper order, and then I'm done. And that way I've got them in the order, and that's mainly the main reason I number them, is so that I know the order that they're going to be played, and I can just pop them into the proper order just by looking at the number. That's why I do it that way. It may seem like a little bit of extra work, but, you know, I don't have a lot to do these days.
Right.
Sorry if y'all can't tell that was sarcasm.
No, we quote that. At least
I mean, Mondays are kind of my busy days because not only am I running the back end for Kayetta, but then I've got to go turn around and do the podcast for Metal Monday, and then I'm going to be doing one-on-one training starting next week when Moses finally gets both seats and lets me know that he has both seats. So if you need some one-on-one training, we'll have 2 open seats to be able to get 2 people in here. Just
okay.
with me, and I'll get with Moses, and we'll set up a schedule to do one-on-ones. And so, you know, next week we'll starting doing the one-on-ones so that I can, you know, you can ask questions and I can walk you through it and watch what you're doing to see if, you know, that's what's supposed to be being done. And that way
Right.
we can both have a seat and I'll be like,
Mm.
okay, so you do this, 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 and this, and then you walk through it and you do it and show me what you're doing. And then I'll be like, you got it. Then you pass the class and you can move on.
Awesome.
But if you get the StreamYard set up beforehand, the great thing about getting it set up beforehand with all the MP3s and all the MP4s, you don't have to stream it from your computer. So that saves you on bandwidth. Saving on
Yeah.
bandwidth is the key because not a lot of people have the bandwidth that everybody else has. So some people
No.
it'll seem like it's going seamless, and then there's people who live way out in the country like I do. I have to literally come into town to be able to do the stream because if I'm at my house, I get
Hmm.
1 to 2 bars on 5G, and that's it.
Wow.
We don't have
Yeah.
cable, we don't have internet, you know, we don't have cable internet, we don't have any of the really fancy high fast internet where I live, so it's like I'm way out in the country. I'm literally 12 miles from the closest big town.
You pushing off grid. Yeah, you
Oh,
pushing
yeah.
off grid right there.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm so far out in the country, we have roadrunners running across our property.
Are you serious? Wow.
Yeah, me and my brother were working on my car, this last weekend, and, we went over to get underneath the tree to where it was cooler, and literally 5 feet away from him was a roadrunner perched on a tree stump, and it didn't move, it just looked at him like he's crazy, and,
Just running around.
I was like,
Yep.
"Yo, bro, roadrunner." He's like, "Huh?" He looks over his shoulder, he's like, "Huh, cool."
Cool. Wow. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
deep.
but, I went in and I got some water for it because it looked like it was overheated, and I put it out for him, so I got him some water. I'm an animal lover. I'm weird. So, yeah, that's how far out in the country we live. So I literally come over to Larry Noe's apartment because he lives right smack dab in the middle of DFW, and I can stream from his apartment because that's where my main computer is, and streaming out in the country, you're gonna get glitches like you did that first time that you
Mm.
tried, and that's why, you know, it's really important to get a lot of this stuff uploaded to StreamYard, because if you get it uploaded to StreamYard, you're not having to bring it to your computer and then over
Mm.
to StreamYard. It just goes straight from StreamYard to the destinations.
Yeah, and it
So
helps with switching screen. You don't have to switch screens as much, so that would help.
exactly.
Yeah.
So if you just look up free YouTube video downloader, usually it'll pop up like 6 different sites. Find one that works for you, use it that way. We have one person who's a really big culprit on sending over YouTube links.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna name names, but
No, no names needed.
no names needed. But basically, that's where you run into a lot of your problems is when they send you a YouTube link. You've got to literally click the screen with the plus sign, and then you've got to click on the tab that they're on, and then you can
Mhm.
play it. and then you've got to be quick to close out that page when the song ends. And if you accidentally end it early, then then you cut off the person's video, and then me, I feel bad about doing that.
Yeah.
And then you've got to make sure that you've got the audio enabled, and if you don't have the audio enabled, you got to start over, which makes you look unprofessional, and then it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
But other than that, it runs pretty smooth for me. I keep in mind that these are things that I need to get done, and this is what I need to do. So that's why I try to put a cutoff date. If you haven't gotten me your song or your video by midnight the night before the show, you're not going to be on the show. Last night, I was accepting entries all the way up until 10 minutes before the show, just because we were trying to fill that show up.
Oh, I can imagine that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can
so
imagine that. Like,
it gets really hectic when that happens. So
it does.
I think I've got one last video. Yeah, this is me just doing little checks and making sure everything's ready. I think I'm doing Tanya and Beth tonight. I'm not sure. Yep, just a little short 14-second video. But I am going to be redoing those to where they're a little bit better and there's no sound in the background. If the sound is in the background, I'm going to make sure that it sounds really, really quiet. Because I need to be able to talk over them. And that was really loud. But yeah, that's basically, that's me showing you twice how to do it. If you do need one-on-one help, get with me. I think everybody here, except for Crystal maybe, has me on Facebook. I'm Omega Knightmoon. I'm in the group. Just look up Omega. And it's not spelled with the little fancy thing. It's actually spelled with an O. So if you just look up Omega, I'll probably be the only one that pops up. Once I pop up, you can add me and message me. I have a business account, so I cannot message people first. If you need to message me, you've got to add me and message me first. That's how come I've never messaged you, Damien, because until today you weren't talking to me.
Yeah. I was like, where's Omega? I'm like, but yeah. So yeah, I know how those business accounts set up.
Yeah. Without it, if you don't have the person added, then yeah, it's a whole thing with Facebook. It used to not be that way when I first started on Facebook way back in the day, but ever since they've started with these business accounts can't message people first. You have to message the business account.
Yeah, because they don't want people pushing.
Well, it's not just that, but you also got the scammers who come through.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Yeah.
But I think that's it for today. I mean, we filled our hour.
Yeah, we did. Good stuff. Yeah. And I will.
Hopefully, you gave I gave you enough information. Hopefully, you understand StreamYard a little bit better after this.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
And like I said, if you need any more help starting next week, we will start up a schedule between shows when we can get in for half an hour to an hour, and we can go one-on-one. If you need one-on-one help or the videos are confusing, please reach out to me. I will try to clarify what I can. And if you need one-on-one help, I will talk to Moses about giving you a seat and me a seat. We'll go in and we'll walk through it.
And I would add to it too what I've been doing. StreamYard has a free account you can sign up for just to get like the feel of it, how everything operates. It helps out a lot. It doesn't give you all the bells and whistles, but it gives you an idea of how the streaming works.
Yeah, it does give you, it doesn't give you all the bells and whistles, but with the account, you can absolutely go in and create a stream of your own, and it'll allow you to go through. Now, it won't have all of the stuff that we have on here, but it will allow you to at least create a podcast, but you don't have to broadcast the podcast. I believe Jim B has his own account, so I know he he's pretty fluent with this, but he's still, you know, beginning stages. I think about another 2 or 3 podcasts, and he will be at the point where he's up to my level. So, you know, if you don't want to talk to me, I don't care. You can talk to Jim B. I'm pretty sure he'd be willing to listen and help out if he can. Right, Jim? Oh, yours is paid. Okay. Mine's
okay.
not. Mine's not. Mine's not. I got a free account. I'll be honest. Yeah. I'm not that rich, so mine's a free account.
I'll wait till I get more than like 50 viewers, and I'll get the paid account.
I've got 8.
You
I'm
got
so
8? Okay,
proud
that's
of
not
my
bad.
8.
Yeah, right. I pulled in 3 today, and I was like, okay, that'll work. I can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. If I get 50 viewers, then I'll definitely, you know, pop for the what is it, $20 a month, I think.
Yeah, the core.
Yeah, so my main thing is that if I get more than 50 viewers, if it's not SFR content they're looking for, then I would be more than willing to start a podcast of my own. But quite honestly, at this point, I don't see a point in it for 8 viewers that only maybe one person shows
Okay,
up
yeah.
to.
Like Jim B said, yeah, you know, unless you got a group that.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
Yeah,
that's why SFR can do this because, you know, with all the memberships, part of that membership fee that everybody pays each month, that goes
Mhm.
towards the StreamYard content and the StreamYard itself, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know how much OGP pays. I'm not even gonna guess. I know he added another seat, and I'm pretty sure that cost a
Yeah.
pretty penny.
It is almost like double. They treat it almost like double. So yeah.
Dang. Yeah, you get 2 seats with one level, and then you get 3 seats with the next level, and they double the cost. Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds about right. It's a really good business model, but man, it hurts.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like he was saying, if you have a free StreamYard account, you can actually go in and play with the studio and just go through. Uh, just go straight to your StreamYard, sign up. You can use your Google account. I believe you can also use your Apple account if you have an Apple account. But I usually use my Google account just because, you know, I've got multiple Google accounts. So I can use just about any of them. I've only got 2 main ones of my own, but then I've got 2 that were my late wife. So I don't delete those and I keep them active just, you know, memory of her. Too many pictures on that account to delete it.
Mhm.
But if y'all have any questions, please shoot them at me right now, or I will be ending in 5 minutes. And then the podcast will be available in 30 minutes after that. Comments will be ready or be there for after 24 hours. So those are the main things to remember.
Awesome. I appreciate it, Omega. I will see you on the flip side.
All right. You have a good day. Day. I'm going to play a song.
Static in the line, like saying my name. Room too quiet, hear the blood in my brain. Ain't no crowd when you fight this alone. Just a pulse and a thought saying end it, go home. Locking the logic, I'm lost in the constant loop thoughts that are eating my will.
Hey, Jim.
Hey.
You heard me playing your song, didn't you?
No, I didn't hear it. Oh,
Did you have a question?
no, I just figured I'd jump on for a second.
Yeah, I was recording this morning, and when I went to OBS Studio, I didn't realize that OBS Studio was recording the audio.
Crazy.
Once
No,
I
I
finished.
didn't have a question. I was just popping on.
Oh, okay.
And I splinter the thoughts to a lot of directions at once. Back of my mind is a voice with a choice and it's pushing me over the front. Latched to the edge of a ledge with a head full of lead and a dead in response. Panic is packing and stacking and snapping, it's turning my breath into blunt.
I think Crystal's the only one still with that's still with us.
Right on.
There's only like 3 levels to StreamYard, isn't there?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I think it's like 20, 40, and then 80. I know the basic one is 20, and I was looking at that one, and I was like, you can only have 5 people on at a time on the $20 level? Man. Free account only allows 5, but nobody in, like, I think it's 5 in the background, and then the $20 level allows 5 people on with 10 people on in the back, and then you've got your level, which I think it's 10 people on, 15 people in the back, and then the higher one gives you 3 seats and all that, but you only get 1 seat with the basic. But like I said, unless you've got like 50 or more viewers that are on a regular basis watching you, it's not worth it.
The fact that the recording keeps playing all through everything you're saying, crazy.
You mean your song?
No. You keep, like, there's a recording, like, it keeps repeating you.
Really? Weird.
Yeah, it's just not.
Oh, that's because you're still in you're still on the YouTube page, so you're hearing your YouTube page and what I'm saying on StreamYard.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I am on the YouTube page. I was like, where's this extra delay coming from? Like, I'm saying it, and then you're saying something else, and then yeah, it was just confusing. But yeah, you're right. I had the YouTube page still open.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna jet off of here. That way, people can go and view it. And my computer's telling me I need to restart because it did some updates. So, thanks for coming in. I appreciate you hanging out and keeping me company.
No problem.
All right. Y'all have a great day. Thank you for joining. And from Swain Family Records Network, peace out.
This is not just a record label. This is a global movement. Welcome to Swain Family Records, where sound has no borders, where culture has no limits, where creativity speaks every language. We don't belong to one genre. We move through all of them. Hip-hop, R&B, country, pop Latin, Afro, electronic, street, soul, global. We don't speak to one audience. We speak to the world. English, Spanish, Italian, African languages, voices from every culture, stories from every corner of the globe. This is Human Plus AI, past, present, and future sound, unified, innovation without fear. Art without boundaries. Swain Family Records isn't following the industry. We're redefining it. One family, one global sound. Music for all.